purpose of the test is to assess your ability to listen and understand spoken English. So you are going to listen to variety of voice, like I mentioned earlier, especially the British accent. And as you listen to conversation or discussion or lecture, you are going to be hearing answers to the questions on your question sheet. Do you get that? So as you listen, you hear the answer to the questions that is on the question sheet. And some of these questions are to test your ability to recognize main idea in a discussion. Main idea means what is the purpose of discussion. Two people are discussing. What is the subject? What is the major thing they are talking about? It will be assessed. Now, they are not going to ask you directly, like what was the main idea of the discussion. But the question they will ask you will test your ability to recognize this. The questions will also test your ability to identify specific factual information before hitting the right answer. They'll just make it like a discussion, say several things. There are some of the things that are not really part of the answer, but it will be part of the discussion. Are you listening now? So they want to get your ability to get specific factual information, and then also your ability to recognize the opinion and attitude of the speaker. So summarily, IELTS listening test assesses your ability to identify all these speaking components I just mentioned. So it simply means you need to try to listen attentively to everything you are going to be hearing. Two major dimensions of the IELTS listening test that you need to take note of. Anita, are you listening? Are you following?
Yes.
The first one is mechanical. Mechanical in this case means you, the test taker, must ensure or try to listen and understand what is being said. So in this training, we are actually building already, but it continues. You are going to consciously build your ability to hear and understand what is being said. Because the questions, the answers, the beautiful thing about the listening test is that the answers to the questions are in the discussion. Just like two people are talking. Do you get that? So the answers are inside the discussion. So you need to hear and understand what they are saying for you to be able to pick out the answers. Do you get that? So it also includes, so that's the mechanical aspect. Develop your hearing skills. Building, especially with the British accent. Yes, develop your hearing skills. Your hearing skills. Like we mentioned in the introduction, the audio is going to be played once. Like you are going to hear it just once. Yes.
Only must be enough to cover the 40 questions.
No, like you are here, you are listening to it.
Okay.
Like they won't replay it again.
Okay.
But it's
continuous.
Yeah, it continues. Yeah. And like you are going to learn later, we'll still talk about it, but let me just mention it now. You need to develop your ability to listen and write simultaneously. Because in the listening test, you are listening and writing the answer. Do you get that? So you should be able to listen and write. When you hear the answer, they are not going to pause the video for you to write it down before they play it. So it continues. So that's one of the skills we will do. Alright, so it also means, the mechanical aspect also means you should try to understand every word or sentence efficiently and quickly. You should try to understand that is involved in the listening test is mental aspects, mental of brain work. mental aspect or brain work. This is your ability to process what is being said as quickly as possible. While in secondary school, I had one very interesting mathematics teacher. His name is Mr. Dauda. I don't know if that man is still alive. But the interesting thing about that man, when you read a physics question or mathematical questions, as you are finishing reading the question, we used to, that man is just so amazing. As you are finishing the question, he's telling you the answer.
Wow.
So we were forced to like, that man, no. I wish I can still have contact with that man. Mr. Dauda. Tall like that. As you are finishing the question, he's telling you the answer. So one day we went to him, we said, sir, how are you doing this? Is it that you memorize all the textbooks? It's not possible to memorize all the textbook and the answers. So how are you doing it, sir? He said, when you are reading the question, that in his brain, he's reading mathematical calculation. So he quickly identified the formula, but that man is a genius anyway. Identify the formula he's going to use, impute the variables, and solve it inside his head, and tell you the answer. I'm telling you the truth. In my secondary school, yes, Mr. Dauda. So that is, you may not be able to do it like Mr. Dauda, but you are going to need something like that. Okay? Your ability to mentally process what you are hearing. Do you understand? That is the mental work or the mental aspect. And these two components are highly required for you to do very well in your IELTS listening test. Okay? Your ability to be able to process what you are hearing. Now, what do you process? Under mental work, the first require filtering. This requires filtering. Alright, like I mentioned a while ago, you need to be able to pick the relevant words. What do we mean by relevant? Something that is relevant to the question. Are you hearing me? So because IELTS in the listening, you're going to be hearing a lot of things. Most of them or some of them will not be related to the answer you are searching for. So you need to quickly sieve off or filter away the irrelevant ones and focus on the one that is leading to your answer and follow it. Okay? The second thing you do under mental work is interpreting what is being said. Interpretation. Interpreting what is being said. Interpreting what is being said. That is explaining to yourself what you are hearing. Mentally, you are not writing it on paper, you're just thinking along. Okay? Interpreting what is being said. Then lastly, responding and remembering. The remembering aspect can be challenging at times, but it is required or expected that you try to remember what you hear. So, responding and what? Remembering. Alright, so